So, why should you? Hey guys, happy Friday. Welcome back to Fearless Fridays. Today is Friday, May 21st. This is episode 89 of Fearless Fridays. As always, I welcome you to the show, whether it's your first time watching or you're a return watcher. Welcome, 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 welcome back. So today I want to ask you, why should you? Why should you? And I want to know, where do your shoulds come from? SHOULDS. Why should you? And where do your shoulds come from? It's hard to say that word so many times. It sounds crazy after a few times. But so when you're a kid and your parents tell you to do something and you ask them, well, why do I have to do that? Or why is that like that? Or whatever the question is that kids ask. And the answer from your parents is, because I said so, or because that's the way it is. And that's where it's left. That's the answer. End of story, period. That's all. I kind of think that mentality of because I said so, or because that's the way it is, that leads to should. Lately, I have really been zoning in on this word should. Whenever I hear it, it just stands out to me. It stands out to me lately. And I've really been thinking about it a lot. And I realize that the word should, when people say, oh, I should do this, or I'm doing this because I should, a lot of times it's because they feel like it's a mandate or a rule or a law, or like they're being compelled to do it. But there's no true, honest, genuine motivation from the inside of them to do that thing. They're just doing it because they should, because someone told them to, or because someone said so, because they should. And so personally for me, I have gotten to a place where I have really started to question the shoulds in my life. Why should I? And I ask you, why should you? Because the thing that you're being told to do, the thing that you're being compelled to do, the thing that you feel like you should do, maybe it's a good thing, maybe it's a great thing. But if the motivation for it does not come from a true, genuine desire from the inside of you, it's not always going to lead to a great result. A lot of times it leads to resentment, it leads to frustration, it leads to feeling stuck because you feel like you're doing something because you should do it, but you don't really have a true reason behind the should. You don't really have a true understanding of why you should do it. And so I am challenging myself, and I am challenging all of you to really ask yourself, well, why should I? What's the outcome of this thing? Is this truly a desire of mine? Is this truly a genuine desire of something that I want to do? Am I doing this because I want the end result, because I know what the end result is or supposed to be and I truly want it? Or am I doing it just because I feel some sort of pressure, whether it be pressure from society, pressure from work culture, pressure in your career field, pressure from your parents, from your family, pressure from your spouse or another loved one, or pressure from your friends, or pressure even from social media. Pressure from social media. Why should you? Is it because you feel compelled? Is it because you feel obligated? Is it because you feel forced? Is it because you feel like it's a law or a rule that was just given to you, handed down to you without any real explanation? Or are you doing the thing that you should do because you have a genuine desire to reach a certain goal that thing will help you get to? And I really want to ask you guys that question. Where do your shoulds come from? That is something that I have started asking myself a lot. Whenever I hear myself saying, well, I should do this or I should do that, I stop and I say, okay, what is the desired outcome of this action? Is this something that I really want? Is this something that I really desire? Or is this something that I'm doing just because I feel like it's what I'm supposed to do? Because again, if you're living out of that space of I'm doing this because I should, I'm doing this because I'm supposed to, I'm doing this because this is the mandate, this is the way we do things, and that's been handed down to me or handed to me by some outside force. If you're living your life that way, you're going to end up in a space of resentment. You're going to end up in a space of frustration. You're going to end up in a space where you're feeling stuck because you don't know why you're doing what you're doing. You don't even know if there's a true desire there. You don't even know. And so this is something I've worked with a few coaching clients who kind of get thought in this thinking trap, this thinking pattern of I should, I should, I should. They're thought in that thinking pattern. And the kind of the assignment or the work that I give them when I see that is go through just the next day, just for the rest of today or the rest of the next 24 hours. And whenever you hear or feel within yourself, I'm doing this because I should, or I really should do this, or I really should do that, stop, notice it, pay attention to it, and then ask questions of it. Ask yourself, well, why should I? Why do I feel like this is something that I should do? What is the outcome of this action that I'm about to take? Is this an outcome that I actually want? Is this something that I truly desire? Or am I doing it because I feel compelled by some outside force? Do I feel like this is a rule or a law or a mandate that's been handed to me by someone else with no explanation? Really, really dive into the should. And so I'm going to give you guys some homework if you choose to think about it or participate in it. Dive into your own shoulds. Whenever you hear or feel that word coming up, dive into it and ask questions of it. Notice it, pay attention to it, and ask yourself, well, why should I? Where does this come from? Is the outcome something that I truly desire? Do I even know what the outcome is, or the supposed outcome? Do I even know what that is? Is it something that I truly desire? Or am I doing this because I feel like I'm just supposed to? What is the motivation behind doing the thing that you feel you should do? Is the desire truly yours, or is it coming from some other place? And see what you find. See what you find. So that's what I'm challenging you guys with this week. Dive into your shoulds. Ask yourself, why should I? And feel free to change the narrative if you want to. If it's something that doesn't resonate with you, if you want it to be true for you, then dive into finding a way to make it true for you. But if it's something that doesn't resonate with you any longer, feel free to chuck it. Feel free to throw it out, or at least examine it. At least examine it and figure out where your shoulds come from. Figure out what the true motivation is. Figure it out. Dive into the shoulds and figure them out and ask yourself, why should I? So that's what I have for you guys this week. If you want to chat about this, talk about this, feel free to send me a DM, or you can comment below on Instagram or on YouTube or on Facebook, wherever you're seeing this. Also, don't forget to share and subscribe on YouTube. I really love when you guys comment, share, subscribe on YouTube and on Instagram and on Facebook. And I really love when you guys send me messages saying that whatever I said has helped you. So please continue to do that. And thank you so much for watching. And as always, the euphoria of fearlessness trumps the comfort of staying safe. A lot of times our shoulds are fear-based. That's a whole nother video. I'm not going to get into that. But a lot of times we're saying should because we fear not doing the thing that we feel like we should do. That's a whole nother video. Thank you guys so much for joining me this week. I will talk to you next week. Happy Friday. Bye.